All right, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of Oh No Not Nino. I'm here with a very special guest and a really good friend of mine, Eric Wingo.
What's up? What's up?
What is going on, man? Okay, so Eric, race relations, color struck.
Yeah.
That's your baby. I'm on it.
Starring you.
Starring me as Daquan, guys. If you haven't checked it out, and as always, we're gonna have links, in the description to Race Relations Color Struck, which is a web series that I'm on. But this guy wrote it, produced it, made it happen with a guy named Rodney Young, who's a good friend of yours.
That's right. That's right.
And why did you guys make this show?
Man, race is such a hot button issue in this country, especially with the current president that we have in office right now, that we felt like it was just a perfect opportunity to, do a show that was unfiltered, that would also spark a lot of conversation about race in America while also making people laugh. So overall, that was that's what birthed the idea.
Do you remember where you were when you came up with it? Because I love that. Like, when you think of a project, like where you were, like what time in your life, you know what I mean? Like, do you remember any details surrounding like when you kind of came up with the idea? Or
For the longest time, I never thought that I could actually make a web series. I thought that there were a lot of expenses, there were a lot of extra costs that I couldn't afford personally. And Rodney and I reconnected after maybe 4 or 5 years of having not spoken to each other because of things that were going on in his life. But when we reconnected, we talked about, man, remember back in the day we used to write films and short stories and have this idea for a television network. And he's the one that emphasized that we can still do that. And he said that we should do a web series. So from there, the idea came about within a matter of 2 days, talking about, potential topics, what we could discuss. And we said, all right, we're going to lay this out. What if there's a white guy named Daquan, black guy named Brad? And it just came from there.
man, that's like nothing else. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so I mean, I love being on it, man.
You're the star. You're
I love being on it.
You make the show, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. It's so much fun. We have so much fun. Like, I think some of the best memory, like those are going to be some of the best memories of my life is being on set with you guys.
It is funny.
I mean, you're on different projects, and most of the time it's just you get in there and you just do it.
Yeah.
You get in there, you do it. You want to do a good job, but it's more just about let's just produce something and make it happen, and that's it.
Absolutely.
With you guys, it's like I enjoy most of the people I work with. Don't get me wrong. Like, I probably enjoy working with 80% of the people I've worked with, but usually you're just working.
Right.
You're just trying to make something. With you guys, I look forward to coming to set. I look forward to. I'm like excited for the next thing, for the guest stars, for the extras. Like, I'm pumped.
What's real? I think it may be so much fun for you and some of the other people who are on set because honestly, Rodney and I are learning as well. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Well, we didn't, at least the first go around. So
you guys do now, though. I've seen you guys kind of grow,
And now it's about fostering an environment where people can let loose and have fun. I mean, it is a comedy. It's not a drama we want to make sure that people are feeling relaxed, they feel at ease, and able to, walk into their roles with their full selves. And that's the environment that we strive to create. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't been on a lot of movie sets, and I don't think Rodney has either. So when you tell me your stories, I'm like, damn. What the hell are you going through, man? Like on these sets.
Yeah, some people you just get like divas and people who they just try to be better than everyone else, or I'm more known than you, or I'm more famous than you, or it's like it really like at this level, like I'm not working with A-listers, and I'd like to do it just because I love to, because it's fun, because it's who I think I am.
Right.
But you've heard my horror stories.
Yeah, I have.
You've heard my horror stories, and that's why it's so much fun working with you guys, because it's like I feel like we're just getting back to the art.
That's what it's all about. It's all about the finished product.
Yeah.
And making sure that we hit the nail on the head, as they say. And we're going to create any kind of environment we can to make that happen.
So what's your favorite part of doing this?
My favorite part is working with, people like you, working with the actors, watching them go through and read the script, words that I wrote, words that Rodney wrote, and watching it come to life. That's the best part of it. It's honestly, my favorite part is sitting across from you all during rehearsals and during the read through and seeing how the character comes to life. That's the best part.
When's the blooper reel coming?
Everybody wants
the blooper reel.
You know what? Look, the blooper reel is coming in January. I'm gonna put it out there now. The blooper reel is coming out in January.
It's so great. I've been waiting for this for like almost 2 years. Blooper reel.
We put a couple of bloopers on Instagram and people loved them.
Yeah. Because we have the best ones.
Because it's just so funny, man. It's just being on set with the outtakes it's hilarious. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I promise you. You've been asking for them. Just for you, signed to Matthew Nino is coming, man.
All right, cool.
For sure.
Guys, if you skipped ahead, we got the producer, writer, Eric Wingo here, good friend of mine. He's also the director, writer, producer. He's one half of the directors, writers, producers of Race Relations Colorstruck.
That's right.
A web series that I'm on. So if you skipped ahead, we have links in the description to the show, and we're just going to talk with Eric a little bit more about that. Okay, so your favorite part about that is sitting across from the actors, figuring it all out, watching it unfold.
That's right.
So you're from Detroit.
Born and raised right outside Detroit, a suburb called Southfield, Michigan. That's right.
Wow, okay. So what was that like growing up in that area? Because I don't know anything about Michigan or anything.
I was just talking to someone about it. Growing up in Southfield was amazing. It was a safe environment. It was very much a pristine place to grow up in terms of the environment. But a lot of the things that I experienced and went through are the typical teenage adolescent stuff. And that's what inspired the book that I wrote, Kings of the Crown. It's an ode to adolescence. It's an ode to, what it's like to grow up in a middle-class suburb and deal with issues of yourself, issues of feeling like you need to carry on the legacy that your parents built and the pressures that come from that. And also just, the regular wild sex and parties that happen in your teenage adolescent environment.
Wow. Okay.
But growing up was great. It was great. 2-parent household. Had a lot of great friends and great memories that I still have and still share with some of those people. It was a great environment, great growing up.
So you're doing your thing till about probably 17, 18 years old, and you get into Howard University.
That's right.
How do you feel when that happens? Were you pretty pumped up? Was that like a big deal for you, getting into university or coming to the D.C. area? Or
I got accepted on Christmas Eve of 2004. So it was like one of the greatest Christmas presents ever. Coming here was scary because it was my first time leaving home, the first time that I was on my own. But what I found by being here is that this is one hell of a city, man. I mean, it's a lot of creative people here. I dipped into a few film projects, while I was in college, and it was probably one of the best decisions that I ever made to come here. Wow. 100%.
Man,
100%.
That's all. Is Michigan a lot different than the D.C. area? Is it like a different world, or?
Michigan is a lot slower.
Okay.
So it's the Midwest. It's nothing like the East Coast life. I think that's the biggest difference for sure.
Okay, so a little bit slower paced, a little bit more relaxed. Yeah, because here it's go, go, go,
it's
right?
Go, go,
I mean,
go.
it's like, it's just nonstop.
This is like
if you want to make something happen.
This is like the little brother to New York, for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. But unfortunately, we don't seem to have, and that's why we made this podcast, right? Because if you, I don't know if you listened to the first episode at all, but we're talking about DMV artists sometimes. A little tough for us sometimes because here it's like sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's not. So what's it like for you being a DMV artist in 2019?
What's interesting? I actually have never considered or thought about myself as being a DMV artist.
Okay.
It's one of those things where what I'm producing with Initial Effect Productions and Race Relations Colorstruck or any books that I write is meant for the national level. What I've learned is that, and what I think I could be better at is starting.
That's true. The stuff you're doing is for everywhere.
YouTube,
it's not, you're an author, What are your books again? Kings of the Crown.
Omar the Cheat is a short story that I wrote.
Okay.
Yeah, a while back. Yeah.
All right. Guys, we got links to his website as well and his books.
Yeah.
Kings of the Crown. I was reading the description. I want to read it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll send you a copy.
I wonder why you didn't, tell me more about that, man. I want to check it out.
I'll send you a copy, man.
So, well, you're a great script writer. So, if that's any indication, I'm sure it's really good.
Well, I appreciate that. I bought your books as well, man. So, it's all
hey,
good.
Thank you. Did you really?
Yeah, you signed one.
That's right. Yeah, I did. Yeah. But I didn't know.
Being modest.
But, okay, so you consider yourself more of just an artist. Not so focused on being based. You're based in the DMV, but you're, the vision is bigger.
But you know what? Like, having this conversation with you sparks an interesting point. Like, you have to start on the local level before you can go national more often. I mean, I know the internet makes everything accessible to everyone across the country, but it's not a bad idea to build a network of artists and professionals in the DMV who you can coordinate with to produce things on a mass scale. That's why I'm glad I met you, because I like to get more involved with other DMV artists. Yeah. See if we can collaborate on music for the show, writing for the show, producing for the show. That's what's really important, and I think that's probably going to be a focus in 2020 for me, for sure.
Wow, so linking up with networking with more people in the area. Yeah, it is good, because the thing is, if we all band together, right, next thing you know, we're getting noticed. Yeah. If we start putting stuff out there, all of a sudden, all this content is coming out of the area. People are like, "Whoa, okay, we can't be ignored any longer."
Because even though DC is known for its politics, I mean, there's a huge
theater. It's got a huge theater scene,
and also music. I mean, from go-go to Chuck Brown to the arts in general are thriving here.
They are.
It's just that more unity is always welcome, right?
Yeah. Man, that's awesome. Okay, so we got Eric Wingo, writer, actor, director, producer. Man, you're a pretty talented guy. You're a pretty talented guy, man.
At my core, I've just...
Are there any other artists in the family, or is it just you, would you say? Like, would you say you're the kind of creative guy, or do you have any other people like you in the family?
My cousin Karen is a poet.
Okay.
She's a very good poet, amazing poet. And I have a cousin Marcus who's a photographer. All of us are in the same boat. Working, grinding on our own individual projects and trying to make it to that next level. And man, that's the cool part about it.
Man, yeah, that's for sure. Definitely for me too. Trying to make it happen. It's tough. It's like, I feel like it's just all about staying focused and just not giving up. Just being absolutely relentless.
Yeah, and it's about taking arrows. Being accepting of criticism. Yeah. And being able to move forward. Yeah. And being able to dust yourself off and
not care enough to let it affect you or stop you.
No, it can't. Well, it can certainly affect you in terms of making yourself better, but it can't stop you. And I don't think based on the conversation that you and I've had, off the microphone, it won't stop you and it won't stop me. No.
We're not stopping.
No.
We are not stopping.
No, we were built for this, we were made for this, and it's just about going to that next level.
Wow, man. That's awesome. So which book did you write? Or one's a short story, but so when did you write Kings of the Crown?
Kings of the Crown was 2013 it was finalized. And I feel like I had been writing that book for my entire life, because they always say, you have to write things that are close to home and write what you would want to read. And that's how I approach everything.
What's your favorite memory of growing up in Michigan? Favorite thing that, obviously you like living here, but one thing that makes you go, man, I kind of miss Michigan. Anything like that?
My friends, the friends who I grew up with. Okay. Literally linking up with them on a Saturday night and chasing girls. Wow. Going to the movies, going to the mall, with the sole purpose of meeting as many girls as we possibly can, getting as many numbers as we possibly can.
Do they have some beautiful women out in Michigan?
Absolutely.
Wow.
The Detroit area is loaded with gorgeous women. That's the best memory, and that's the basis of the book that I wrote.
Okay. All right.
For sure.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So Rodney, that's your guy.
That's my guy.
Oh man.
100 grand.
So you guys met in college
at Howard. That's right.
You told me the story, but for them, for anyone who's listening, how'd you guys meet?
We were both journalism majors, and a part of our core curriculum at Howard is that you had to write articles for the newspaper. So one day I go into, to the editing room to figure out what article I have to write next, and he's there, and we just literally strike up a conversation our junior year of college, and he's like, "Yo, let's link up and collaborate at some point." So we did, and next thing you know, we're entering business case competitions. We lost because we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
But you entered. But you tried to do that, yeah.
And we built the foundation of a friendship and also a business partnership.
Wow, very cool. He's funny, man. I gotta say, like, he's probably one of the his full name's Rodney Young Jr.
Rodney Young Jr. That's right.
Probably one of the funniest people I've ever met.
It's hilarious, man. Like the guy.
You remember on set, me and him just look at each other, we just start laughing.
But his mind, like he's a genius as well. Like the way that his mind works, the way that he can put pieces together, the way that he can have a vision for the final product. I couldn't ask for a better business partner. 100%.
Man, that's awesome. And so, shout out to Rodney Young Jr. Sir, you're one of the funniest people I ever met. Very talented guy.
What you have to do is next time you have a show, like you have to interview him separately. You have to put him in the same seat and just talk with him.
Okay.
I'm saying a whole new perspective on life.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to do probably 3 or 4 more episodes, and then we're going to put them on Spotify, iTunes. That'll be season 1.
Nice.
Oh, no, not Nino.
Oh, no, not Nino.
Season 1. And then we're going to do season 2. Just bi-weekly show, 5 to 10 episodes, and then season 2.
Oh, no, not Nino is a great
And
name.
we're going to do everybody, man. I'm talking about painters, filmmakers, rappers, singers, everybody. This is a show for everybody, bodybuilders. We're going to go even beyond doctor. Whoever wants to be on it, authors. We want to do everybody in the DMV who wants to promote themselves.
And just make sure you plug your poetry books too, man, because that stuff is the line that kicks. Amazing.
All right, guys. So this is I made this mainly for other people, but of course this guy, he's got to flip it back because he's such a good guy. You can check out my books on Amazon. Matthew Nino Oscuy. That's Matthew Nino Azcuy. The Lion Kicks, published by Whiffenstock Books.
Plug it.
And My Castle, published by Adelaide Books. All available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and, the ebook version. They both have ebook versions as well. So, anyway, this guy right here, we're both authors. Check us out. Eric Wingo, Matthew Nino Oscuy. Look us up. Get our books. We're going to have links to everything in the description. So, but anyway, okay. So, film, writing, which one do you like better?
Film. My sole purpose in life, since I was an adolescent, was to work in film.
Okay.
I actually became an author because I thought that it would increase the likelihood that I'd be able to work in film.
Okay. All right. So you like both, but film is where it's at.
Film is where my heart is, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a screenwriter at heart. I want to tell stories.
What kind of shows and movies did you watch growing up?
Oh, man. So I was a big film buff. I was watching rated R movies since I came out the womb, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, my parents didn't have any restrictions, so I was watching everything. Everything from...
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, cool parents.
Very, very cool
so
parents.
It's cool parents, but because you're doing something... It's something creative, right? It's something, okay, it's something, he's not doing something bad. He's not demolishing the house. He's watching a movie.
Or they just didn't care. Like, you can say that. You can certainly say that.
Yeah, anyway, they just didn't care. So, okay. No, but, okay. So, all right, interesting, though. So what kind of movies did you, that really stood out to you as a kid?
Look, as a kid, I watched a lot of, Black cinema was very big for me. So movies like Coming to America, Boomerang.
Oh, classic though. That's
Friday.
So funny. Oh man.
All those movies inspired my first novel, and it inspired the comedic touch that I personally brought to Racial Relations Color Struck. Rodney brought his own perspective. I brought mine, and that's what made the show come out as it did. But everything from House Party to The Wood to Boys in the Hood to Higher Learning. These are all movies that...
Those are really good movies, though.
Yeah, those are all the movies that had a huge impact on my life, and that's
why...
Back
in the day where they were emotional, right? Movies were more... They might have been funny, but they'd have these moments where you'd really, kind of sit back and go, whoa.
But But that's what storytelling is. That's why I want to tell stories, because I was just at a wedding, and the entire time when we're joking, we're throwing out movie references and rap lyrics. The entertainment lives in your soul. Like once you experience something and once you watch something, it stays with you if it has an impact on you.
Absolutely.
So I want to tell stories that have an impact on people and that stays with them, for sure. That's why I'm in this business.
Wow. Okay. Some classic movies. Who are some of your favorite actors? Like if you had to list 3 to 5, would you?
Wow.
Ones that you really look at and you go, man, I really, obviously we all do our own thing, right?
Yeah.
All of us are completely different from each other.
Yeah.
But, guys that you look at or women that you look at and go, man, I really, really respect that person for what they do.
Yeah. I really like Emma Stone now. Emma Stone's amazing.
Oh, she's great.
Denzel Washington, of course.
Classic.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Legend.
Nia Long. Nia Long's also one of my favorite actresses.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, she was in Boys in the Hood. Love Jones. Love
Maybe
Jones is
if
a
I
great
saw
movie.
her face.
Yeah, Love Jones is a classic film. Man, I could be here all day listening to people. But for sure, those are at the top of my list for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what's awesome is that you're doing this, and you're in advertising.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, I studied advertising in school because I found out that I wasn't a very good journalist. Just because my mind is fantasy. It's I love fiction.
And journalism's grounded in, or supposed to be grounded in
reality, black and white. It's just telling the story. And I would do my work and I would get it back and I just wouldn't feel satisfied with it. So I said, no, I belong in the creative space. I'm going to put myself in the creative space.
Yeah, I'm not going to report on stuff. I want to make stuff.
That's correct.
So you realized quickly that you wanted to make rather than comment on or report.
Absolutely.
Wow, man.
I definitely. Well, unless I'm creating something that is based on fact.
You know what I admire about you is that you are not afraid to talk about what's really going on.
Definitely.
You're not afraid to say what's on your mind.
Nope.
And you don't care what people think.
No.
I mean, you're super respectful.
Yeah.
Like you're a stand-up guy.
I appreciate that.
Like, there's some people you meet and you're like, okay, you can tell right off the jump, like, I don't trust this person. You're a good man, dude. You're a good guy.
Thank you.
But you're not a people pleaser. And I love that. I think that's what drew me to this project, Race Relations Color Struck, because you're not a people pleaser. You know what I mean? You're not and it's so interesting to see that in a time where artists are literally trapped by political correctness.
Yeah, let me just say, no offense to anyone out there, but I'm not a people person at all. I'm not an extrovert.
Me neither.
I am a core, true to himself introvert.
I think we're lone wolves.
We might be.
Yeah.
But the emphasis is that when I meet people who are genuinely good, I form a bond with them that lasts for a lifetime. And that's who I am as a person. I don't have a lot of acquaintances and friends, but I've got very, very, very a very close, tight knit group of friends that I ride for sure.
Wow, man. And I feel like that's how it should be, right? People that you trust.
Yeah.
We can't let everybody in, because there's a lot of people who have some kind of agenda. Speaking of that, now that you're this guy. You're this guy. You're an author. You're a producer, right?
I'm the guy.
Do you have people that hit you up, like trying to see what they can get from you, or trying to? Do you ever have people kind of messaging you and, let me get on the show, or let me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Here and there. But I tell people the same thing. Look, if you can help make the show better, you'll be on the show. And that's whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera.
You give people a chance.
I give everyone a chance. But some people are, they may be interested in the wrong thing, the wrong aspect of the show, because they don't understand how much work goes into putting together every episode. So I'm always willing to have a helping hand with people who can actually help.
Okay.
Well,
any instances in particular that you remember that someone, like, they wanted to be a part of it, but they didn't really do anything? Or
Well, yeah, I've had people who say that they want to act on the show.
Wow.
And when we reached out to them and we auditioned them, They didn't remember the lines. They didn't take the audition seriously.
Oh man!
And we're working with actors like Matthew Asquith, man. We're not gonna sit up here and just let anybody on the damn show.
Well, you know what? You have to, if you're gonna do a project, you got to pay it. It's courtesy, right? That's why you say no if you don't want to do something. You say no, I'm good. I don't think I could contribute to that.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to contribute to that.
But a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, they just want right.
They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
It's just about getting.
You got to remember the lines. You got to do your best, because the thing is, you never know. I mean, speaking even from just like a career standpoint, you don't know what's going to get big and what's not.
Yeah.
If you're going into something and you're just kind of half-assing it, it's you're hurting yourself, because people are going to watch you not do that great. Even if the project doesn't get popular, if you kill it, people are going to remember you. They're going to be like, oh, well, she was really good.
Yeah.
Or he was really good.
Yeah.
Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's popular, whether it's not popular, man, you want to bring your A game. But, dude, Race Relations is a good show, man. I have gotten nothing but positive feedback from that show.
Look,
and when you look at the likes to dislikes ratio, there's almost like no dislikes.
Which is surprising to us.
There's almost me too.
It's a shock.
I was like, wow, just because I thought people were going to get offended. But, I mean, I always knew it was going to be funny, and it is. Mm-hmm. Good quality show, camera quality amazing, script writing amazing. It's a great show, so I'm happy to be on it.
But I think, look, it's if things get bigger, there will be criticism, and we welcome it. We welcome it, especially if that criticism sparks conversation.
Right.
Especially if that criticism makes us better as creators. I think that right now we are grappling with the best way to market and promote the show the right way, and every day we inch closer to hitting the right formula.
Do you find that working in advertisement helps with that? Because like you work in advertisement, right? So it's like you probably know more than somebody who's doesn't have a clue. Someone who's never been introduced to that world or what it's like.
You know what? Honestly, I have a clue, but what I find is that every creative project has to be marketed and promoted differently. And it's the process of trial and error to figure out, okay, where's the sweet spot?
What works, what doesn't,
exactly.
Who are we targeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a science, man.
It's a science. It's really forces me to have to exercise a different part of my brain. I think Rodney would say the same thing.
But you know what? I think we love that.
I'm
addicted to the challenge.
It's all about challenges.
I think I am addicted to the challenge of trying to make something really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or best myself, better myself in some way,
And I think that, I'm not going to speak totally for Rodney here, but I can speak for myself. I think a part of me likes the idea of creating something that, makes people come at me. Come at me like, how dare you put this together? Who do you think you are?
Have you gotten any of that? Have people hit you guys up, offended or mad?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And Rodney created the tagline of the show, everyone leaves offended. Because that's really the core of
So
what
what kind of things have people messaged, if you want to talk about it,
yeah,
you
sure.
don't have to. But what are the kinds of things that you hear from...
I've been told that the show, in certain respects, is insensitive.
Wow.
But the same people who said it was insensitive like the show.
Oh, okay. So they're fans of the show.
They're
commenting on the show.
They're fans of the show, but they definitely, express their fandom with a caveat that says, hey, maybe y'all should think about making some other types of shows.
Oh,
but
wow.
then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they hit me up and say, are y'all going to make any more?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like when is the next show? So,
okay.
Look, man.
All right.
I welcome everything.
I did see we got one comment that was like, this is lame and cringy.
Hey, well, look.
I was like, just drop a dislike. What do you have to say on that for?
Look, you're not going to please everybody. And I think that our show is not meant to please everybody. It's meant to, develop kind of a cult following, which I think that we've done. Over 1,000 subscribers at this point, and it's like it's just growing and growing. So
yeah,
we love
people are. It's gotten nothing but almost all positive feedback from everyone I've talked to.
Yeah, online for sure.
Okay, so now you're working on some short films.
Short films,
man. Can you give them a peek of what they're about or no?
I cannot specifically say what the story's about because they're still in development.
Okay.
That's such a Hollywood answer.
That's such a Hollywood thing. You're so Hollywood,
I am
man.
Not,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
I am
kidding.
not trying to be Hollywood.
No, he's not Hollywood.
But I will say this though, we're going to deal with mental health, and we're going to deal we're going to deal with the dark side of mental health and how someone oftentimes has to overcome it by themselves without any help from anyone else. That's on the table right now. So stay tuned. More to come.
Wow, man.
Follow our page, Race Relations Color Struck, and yeah.
And are you going to start a different page for that, or are you just going to upload it on the? Okay.
We'll probably leverage our audience on Race Relations Color Struck to promote it, and likely start a new page, but we haven't decided yet. Right now, we have to shoot everything.
And there's two short films. You guys are going to do 2 movies that I might be in, guys. I don't know.
Hey, it's a very good possibility.
I could be in one of them. Maybe not. Maybe we'll see. If I fit a role, you'll let me know. But. Okay, so mental health. So,
well, I want to say this: you and I are working together again. Like you and I.
Oh yeah.
We got
season 3's coming up next year,
and we got more short films that we're going to be developing. This is a lifelong partnership between you and I.
For sure.
I hope you understand that.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't be at everything.
You're locked in. You're locked in now at this point, man.
No, man, we have a lot of fun, man. We have so much fun. So
absolutely.
So the short films are getting a little darker, not so funny.
Yeah, we have
not so funny.
We have to show a different side of ourselves. So what better way to do that than to shift to a drama? Got to show a different side. Got to show our range. Got to show that we are capable of telling a myriad of stories, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Initial Effect Productions, Eric Wingo, Rodney Young. We are up next in terms of filmmakers in this world.
What do you want to see happen for your film company, Initial Effect Productions, in 2020? What would you really like to happen in 2020?
I would like us to go produce content and get into Sundance and some of these other festivals and be able to sit there and have our stuff.
You were in one festival. We were in one festival, right?
We were in the Pan African Film Festival 2019 in Los Angeles, California, back in February, which was an amazing experience. I want more experiences like that because I get to be face to face with, people who can critique our work and also, express their praise for it, and that's the best thing ever. There's no better feeling than being in the midst of people who have just seen your work and who tell you about it, good or bad.
You said the people loved it out there in LA.
They loved it. Some people had their recommendations. Some people had their critiques of it. I welcome all that.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I want to hear it.
You're not a sensitive guy. If it's one thing I've learned about you is you're not someone who cowers down from feedback or people's comments or whatever.
But think about it. Look. There are so many artists in this world who are unknown, who are ignored or overlooked.
Even if they're good.
To me, what makes artistry great is the fact that people look at it or hear it or whatever, and they review it.
Even if it's 10 people.
Even if it's 10
people. 10 people saw something you made.
It's important. Like every review is important, good or bad, because at least someone saw it. How many people are making stuff in their basement and it's just sitting there collecting dust? The goal is to be seen, whether it's and critiqued, and that's what makes this experience fun. I don't want to just create stuff that's private. This is for the world to see, and once it leaves my hands, it's not mine anymore. However someone feels about it, it's how they feel about it. I have no hard feelings. It's the nature of the game, and I love it.
Wow, man. Well said. Absolutely, yeah. It's something to keep into perspective because I think artists, we are constantly second-guessing ourselves, right? Whether you're an actor, whether you're a musician, whether you're a writer, whether you're a painter, photographer, you're always thinking, are people going to like this?
Yeah. What is that like, though? Like, what is it like? Like, do you feel like you're...
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure that you're putting on yourself.
Yeah.
It's nothing that anyone else is doing. You're doing it to yourself. So other people from the outside in are watching you, and they're like, they're looking at you like, what is this conflict? Like people I work with at my office, right, which is at the courthouse. They're looking at me like, what's going on with this guy? You know, because there's just this whole world of madness going on, but in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
In it, you know, not in a scary way, but a lot of people don't understand it. You know, but I'm always second guessing myself. Even if someone else is like, no, that was good. I'm like, could have been better.
Yeah.
There's only been a couple projects where I've been like, okay, that was really good. Like that I've done that, I was like, okay, that was awesome. Like I loved it. I don't care what anyone else thinks of it. It was really good. But usually when I like it, other people like it as well.
Yeah. Well, everything I've seen of yours has been great to me. So,
thanks, man. Appreciate that.
You wouldn't be in our stuff if it was if it wasn't the case.
Oh man, you know, we have so much fun, dude. Acting is amazing because, you know, I was just actually talking about this with someone. When I was a kid, I was always pretending. Mm-hmm. You know, I was always pretending to be a superhero or pretending to be a character that I saw or pretending to be and it's like, that's what I get to do. I get to morph into somebody and convince this room of people that I am that person for 5 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is. I get to be something else. I get to escape into this fake world. Yeah. I don't know why. A lot of people would look at that and be like, I don't care. I don't care about it. I love that.
When I was in high school, I took an acting class, and the professor got up in front of the class first day, and he said, I enjoy acting because my life sucks. And I get to be someone else. And literally, like, the whole class laughed, but that actually resonated with me. I was like, dang, like,
yeah,
you can escape from your reality and to, you know, put on someone else's skin.
I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it, but I love doing it.
Yeah.
So that's funny you said, because my life sucks. Well, you know what? Reality's harsh.
It's very hard.
It's hard. It's scary. It's, you know, so to be able to make a career.
Yeah.
Potentially make a career out of playing pretend.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
It's a lot of fun too.
That's pretty, and I feel like also us. I can only speak for myself, but I don't know about you. But the mind of an artist can be sometimes kind of manic. Mm-hmm. You know, it can be kind of, you know, it's all over the place. You know, you want to make stuff, but then you struggle, but then you're not sure, but then you don't know what you're doing next. You know, it's like it's kind of a crazy place. So sometimes when you can focus on a project, you know, I find some security in that.
Well, let me ask you a question. I know this is your podcast, but I have to ask the question. Do you worry about taking a role that forces you to get so deep into it and so dark that you're changed forever as a result of taking that role?
No. The only things I try to avoid are projects where I feel like the message is just bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like where the message is just, it's stupid or it's promoting something not good or... I don't know, man. Like every performer's got their limit with things that they will and won't do. For me, I'm not in, you know, I don't want to promote bad things necessarily, but if I feel like something, like, for example, like if I'm, you know, talking about a movie about mental health, like if I'm playing a guy who's mentally ill, who I'm schizophrenic and he's struggling with that, I probably would do that. Mm-hmm. I probably would do that role because that's something that a lot of people struggle with, and you can kind of get an in-depth look at what that person's life is actually like. Yeah. So I would absolutely do that. I don't ever worry about that. You know what really keeps me grounded with that, and I don't know if a lot of people would want to hear this, but strong spiritual life. Okay. Dude, I pray a lot. I try to read a lot of scripture and stuff like that. Yeah. And I feel like that keeps me grounded because, you know, sometimes I get crazy without getting into a role.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I get crazy and I have bad days and I'm overthinking things, and that keeps me really centered. Mm-hmm. So that's my rock, you know, and having friends like you, my family, you know, I feel like what really helps me not get too dark in dark roles or dark projects is dark music, dark books, is when I keep the important good things in life in perspective. Yeah. All the opportunity that's out there, right? All doing a podcast, having your own podcast, you know, eating healthy food, going to the park, going to the beach, going to a party with some friends. You know, there's a lot of evil in this world. Yeah. And there's a lot of sad things in this world, but there's a lot of really great stuff in this world.
Absolutely.
Too. So remembering that, I think that helps keep my sanity.
That keeps you sane.
Hope. Focusing on hopeful things. Yeah. You know, but some actors, you hear all these horror stories that they get really swallowed up in a role and eats them up, and yeah, I'm not too concerned with that. But I do decline a lot of stuff you know what, to be honest with you, maybe I do actually. Maybe that's because there's been some roles that I've declined because I felt like it was too dark.
Really?
Yeah. Like certain things. Like I was offered a couple horror films.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because it's like, someone puts an axe in my head, he's dressed as a clown or something. It's like, what is that? I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
I'm not doing that. But every actor's got their limit, I mean, some actors would probably be offended by me saying, "Oh, who cares? What are you so afraid of?" But yeah, not for me.
You have to trust yourself.
You got to trust yourself. Everyone's got their line.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their limit.
That's right.
So, what about you, man? What are you not most afraid of, but are you ever concerned with anything going into this business? Maybe that you'll get too successful in Hollywood one day, or do you worry that, having people around you they can try? Any fears for you? Because one thing I fear for me is who can I trust? Because, if you make it, I feel like the number of people that you can trust gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ever worry about anything like that?
I think you have a point. I think, once you attain a certain level of success and wealth, you have to worry about people who are only interested in you for their own personal gain. It's one of those things where I've thought about it, but a part of me feels like I trust my ability to make the right judgment calls. And I trust that real relationships that are grounded in truth and respect for the other person will always win out.
Wow.
That's one.
Yep.
What I fear...
That's just serious emotional maturity right there.
Yeah, something like it, I guess.
Yeah.
What I fear is not being responsible. Is making sure that I give every story the dedicated or the right amount of research to be able to tell a story that is accurate and a story that I can be proud of. I've had long conversations with close friends, and I've thought about it myself, that a part of being a great producer of content is sometimes you have to tell stories that are outside of yourself. So making sure that if I do tell a story about another culture or someone who has different religious principles than I do, or someone who subscribes to a different way of life, that I'm respectful to that person's or those.
Wow. So just having like some kind of cultural awareness.
Yeah.
As you do your projects.
I think any creator can tell a story about anything, but if they target specific groups as the foundation or the basis of their story, the main character in their story, or the topic of their story, that group has every right to criticize them if it doesn't represent them the right way. 100%. So I take that responsibility very seriously, and it's one of the things that I'm going to make sure I give everything the proper research prior to doing it.
And I think that's because you're someone who appreciates honesty, right? You like it when people are honest with you. You're honest with yourself, and so you want to be honest in your films.
That's right, 100%.
Yeah. You like writing the scripts?
I love writing the scripts.
Okay.
That's my entire life.
Because some people don't like writing the scripts. They like the doing it part, but what about the casting? I feel like that's probably your least favorite part, right? Because you have to deal with, a bunch of,
You know what? What is my least favorite part of the process? I actually like the casting. I wish it was easier. I wish I had a studio where I could have people come to me and I can sit there and host the auditions. You know what I'm saying? But one day that'll come. I think that, look, I've spent a lot of years of my life doing stuff that I did not want to do because I had to make a living and because I have to support myself. This filmmaking process, I don't take any of it for granted. This is what I'm supposed to be doing in this world, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So screenwriting, casting, producing, directing, sometimes acting, editing. Every aspect of it has to be given its just due, and I like all of it.
And
Like,
you know, sometimes you have to. I was thinking about this because I feel like I'm in the same boat as you in that that's what we want to be doing all the time.
yeah.
Sometimes to really appreciate it, I guess you have to have jobs and have to go through things where you're not happy in any career.
Yeah.
Before when you finally get there, you're like, oh man, I remember what it was like, or when I was not doing what I loved. So yeah, sometimes maybe to be grateful, maybe I guess we have to go through that, you know.
It makes you think, like, what about those child stars who have been in this business their entire lives?
Well, a lot of times you hear them complaining,
Yeah.
right? A lot, or you know, someone, you know, I remember like I heard an actress who I guess she made it as like a teenager after not very long time of trying hard, you know what I mean? And so like then she was complaining about this and that, and you know, like little things that I was like, man, like you're so lucky.
Right.
Like I don't think you even get how lucky you are.
How many people would trade places with you, right?
Right. And it's like, so maybe to really appreciate it and not do that, maybe you have to know what the other side is like.
You have to suck for a number of years and get rejected.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
And
you
be on the outside looking in for years before you get your break.
That's another thing too. Is anyone who's listening, if you can't handle rejection, this might not be the business for you.
It's the wrong business.
Oh my God, there are. I don't know how many. No, this sucks. You suck. No, absolutely not. I went to an acting competition. You know, and I'm pretty confident in myself, but I was knocked down the first round.
And you're good.
And get out.
And you're really good.
And you know what? I was like, you know what? That's good. That's a good thing.
Makes you stronger.
Little humble. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what, when someone, it's the weirdest like paradox. Like someone tells me I suck, I want to make the best thing ever.
That's right.
Someone tells me I'm trash at something, like I become more motivated than ever to make the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I've always been like that. I've always had a little something to prove. You know, when I'm happy and things are going well and things are working out, I think I get comfortable. I have a tendency to just be like, okay, I'm all done for a while.
So sometimes you need a kick.
I need a kick. Like when people are like, you suck, man, I want to make something really good. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. You ever feel that way? You ever feel like you got like something to prove or anything? Or
You know what?
because I don't know if that's really a healthy thing to do, but that's how I am. You know.
Well, look, I've heard stories about a lot of athletes who carry a chip on their shoulder, and feeling the need to prove themselves, not only to themselves but to the outside world. And I think that is what makes them so great. So, the rejection that you feel, the kicks that you feel, they only make you stronger. And they make you better. I'm interested in the part where you talk about how you get comfortable and you get, like, do you feel you get laxed or you feel like you don't?
I feel like I get lax. Yeah, I'm like, okay, great. I accept it. They accept it. Mission accomplished.
You're working on autopilot.
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes it's good to get hit in the face like that because it makes you go, oh, well, hold on. Am I slipping? You know, because I feel like, you know, when I first got in, I was like hungry, ready to go, and I feel like my acting was accordingly, you know. And then race relations and other stuff, and you know, you start to feel good about yourself. You're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm doing it, you know. And then, you know, sometimes some people, maybe I'm one of those people, make you a little cocky. You know, I don't know. I have the most fun when I'm like underground. You know what I mean? When I'm like underground, when I'm like
fighting for
when
it.
I'm like the underdog.
Yeah, fighting.
That's when I have the most. It's the weirdest shit.
Yeah.
But like when I'm like the underdog, like I don't know, I get kind of excited.
So you just have to, once you attain so much success, you just have to find a way to mentally
Yeah,
put yourself
get back to that place. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe someone's doing it for me. You know, but I feel good when I get humbled a little.
So
bit.
maybe like once you get, you know, big time like Leonardo DiCaprio level, you should just hire a therapist that you go to just say, yo, you suck.
I think I'm just gonna start hanging out with really like trash people who are like, you suck. You suck.
Your last project was shit.
Maybe I'm just gonna have to get like a really mean girlfriend.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Who's just like, you're trash.
Yeah, who slaps you around a little bit too.
And hits me in the
Physical,
face.
verbal. Physical and verbal.
And then I'm gonna be like, you know, motivated to like kill it. You know, I don't know. That's just how I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the way I am.
Hey, we're all wired differently, man. But as long as the finished product is good, that's all that matters.
All right, if you skipped this far ahead, we're like an hour in.
Has it been an hour?
It's been 50 minutes, man. Dude, I could shoot it with you all day, man.
Yeah, I know.
I could shoot it with you all day. All right, guys, we got Eric Wingo here, writer, director, producer of Race Relations Color Struck. We're going to have links for you in the description. A show that actually stars me. I play Daquan, who is a guy who he's been spoon-fed his whole life, and he really just doesn't have a clue or any kind of cultural awareness at all, and he's kind of trying to navigate this new world with his friend Brad that he's in. We're also going to have links to Eric's books, Kings of the Crown. What was the other one?
Omar the Cheater, a short story.
Omar the Cheater. We're going to have links to his website. Check him out. Really cool guy, man. He's a true artist. He's a true artist, and I got nothing but respect for him.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Anything
that.
else you want to say?
Hey, this has been a lot of fun. And I think that, like, I can't wait to listen to more of your episodes. Like, this is, like, it's Oh No, Not Nino?
Oh No, Not Nino. Episode 2 with Eric Wingo.
I love it, man. This is, like, I feel like you're a natural at this.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you having me on.
I like getting to know people, man.
Yeah, like, you should make this a full-time gig when you're not acting. For sure.
You know what? That's kind of why I started all this, because I wanted things to hold me. Because 2018 was hot.
Uh-huh.
There was jobs galore in the Washington, D.C. area for actors. And then, man, they took away, state of Maryland took away the tax breaks and benefits for filmmakers.
Oh, yeah.
So House of Cards, Veep, all these shows that were here that were providing like a lot of opportunities just pulled out. They left.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, there's got to be an incentive. Luckily, Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia is holding it up right now.
I see. Yep.
But, and Philly's good too. We're not that far from Philly.
That's right.
But, you know, 2018 was hot. 2019 was,
Iffy.
man, 2019 was dry, man.
I hear you.
Absolutely dry. So I wanted something to do, you know, when it wasn't coming in as much.
Well, this is a good call.
Eric Wingo, man. Great guy. One of my favorite people, man. I met a lifelong friend, dude. Race Relations Color Struck. Go check it out, guys. It's hilarious. It's freaking hilarious. You're up late at night. You know, you're hanging out with your friends. You want something funny to watch that nobody else is talking about. Go check it out. Race Relations Color Struck. I'm on it. He's on it. He made it. So thank you so much for hanging out with us, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, guys.